Okay, we'll call the meeting to order, and I'll start with the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Connor.
Here.
Gary.
Here.
McMullen.
Here.
Reed.
Here.
Mayor Buday.
Here. Okay, we'll go to consent agenda to close out the business with the current council. So I'll request a motion and second to approve the consent agenda.
Moved. Second.
I'm gonna go, we'll say Dave Connor and Matt McMullen. We'll let them get those.
Get minutes.
Any discussion? Okay, clerk, call the roll, please.
Connor.
Aye.
Gary.
Aye.
McMullen.
Aye.
Reed.
Aye.
Mayor Buday.
Aye. For item 1, let me make sure this is on here. Do we want to do that before we do the presentation? I think we'll do item 1 and then I'll back up. So item 1, resolution 2025-19, certifying the results of the April 1st, 2025 municipal election. Can I get a motion and second?
So moved. Second.
Okay. Tim Geary with the motion. I think Matt had the second. Matt McMullen with the second. Any discussion? Okay, clerk, call the roll, please.
Connor.
Aye.
Gary.
Aye.
McMullen.
Aye.
Reed.
Aye.
Mayor Buday.
Aye. All right, so we have, get you all your flags here. So tonight after Matt's 4 years on the council, 1 term, and Dave Moose, 2 years, came in midway through. We have service awards for both, and I'll get those to you. It's been a pleasure serving. Thank you. I know it's a lot to put your name out there on the ballot and to come up here every week, good or bad, and make decisions that don't always make you popular. So, yes, I appreciate you both, and it's been an honor to serve on the council with you. So, if you do. Service awards. And I did my. We'll switch over. Anything you want to say before we're done?
Thank you and good luck to the 2 new ones.
Want to get a picture holding up your flags for the city's Facebook page?
No.
Yeah.
She said.
Thank you, and I'll give a round of applause. I mean, you're welcome to stay.
Well, I'm going to watch the rest.
All right, we will go to item 2 then, which is the oath of office and seating of elected city council members. We'll have the clerk swear both in. So I will ask our new councilman, Daniel Danko, to please come forward, as well as our council member, Scott Shire. want to do together or separate? Jennifer, go. All right. Raise your hand.
I, Daniel Danko,
I, Daniel Danko.
I, Scott Shire,
I, Scott Shire.
having been elected to the office of the council in the city of Streator in the counties of LaSalle and Livingston, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of Illinois, and the codes and the ordinances of the city of Streator, according to the best of my ability.
I will. I will. I was worried we were going to
All right, welcome.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you, council. Scott. Thank you. Thank you. Scott, welcome. Thank you, Tim. Daniel, welcome.
So we'll go to item 3, but this is our roll call for new council. So clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko? Here. Gary?
Here.
Reed?
Here.
Shire?
Here.
Mayor Vidae?
Here. I'll go item 4, which is our proclamation for Motorcycle Awareness Month. And we'll read, whereas safety is the highest priority for highways and streets of our city and state, and whereas the great state of Illinois is proud to be a natural leader in motorcycle safety, education, and awareness, and whereas motorcycles are a common and economical means of transportation that reduces fuel consumption and road wear and contributes in a significant way to the relief of traffic and parking congestion, whereas the members of A-Beta of Illinois continually promote motorcycle safety, education, and awareness in high school driver's education programs and to the general public in our city and state, presenting motorcycle awareness programs to over 120,000 participants in Illinois over the last 5 years, and whereas all motorcyclists should join A-Beta of Illinois in actively promoting the safe operation of motorcycles, as well as promoting motorcycle safety, education, awareness, and respect to the citizens of our city and state. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. Therefore, during the month of May, all roadway users should unite in safe sharing of roads with the city of Streator and throughout the state of Illinois. Therefore, I, Tara Beadine, Mayor of the city of Streator, in the great state of Illinois, in recognition of over 30 years of A-Bate of Illinois, Inc., and over 293,676 registered motorcycles statewide, and in recognition of the continued role Illinois serves as a leader in motorcycle safety, education, and awareness, do hereby proclaim the month of May this year, 2025, as Motorcycle Awareness Month. All right, we'll go to item 5, which is approval of agenda. Are there any changes? Item 6 is public comments. If anyone has comment for council, you're welcome to come to the podium. State your name, and you have 3 minutes.
I'll let you know when you have 30 seconds left, okay?
I don't need 30 seconds for business, to be honest.
Hello, my name is Dave DeMoss. I live right across the street from the city park. Not my name. So I obviously don't need to go into detail about what's been going on over there. Instead of sitting here and issuing complaints, asking you what are you going to do about it, I come today with a suggestion. I think that it would be imperative to, a lot of these people seem to be in school age, high school, middle school. I think it's important then to get feedback directly from those people. I think that not only would that encourage inclusion in younger generations in city of Streator work, but I think that it would also incentivize a sense of unity. People would get more involved, you know, and I hear a lot of these scattered remarks saying, well, there are people from out of town, there's this, and that, and da-da-da, and we've got the get out of jail free card, or however people are putting it today. It's repeat offenders over and over again. They're are saying, but if we actually arm our youth with the inspiration to be a proactive member of the community, as opposed to thinking and viewing that the police force is against them, or nobody cares about them, let's do something to include that. So that's honestly all I came here today to ask and tell you, suggest, say. So, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any further public comment? Seeing none, we'll go to new business. Item 7, ordinance 2025-13, establishing a date for public hearing for the proposed Fifth Amendment to Streeter Tax Increment Financing District 2. You get a motion and second.
So moved. Second.
Tim Geary with the motion and Dave Reed with the second.
The next couple of ordinances are all involving the same project in order to facilitate a development agreement for the redevelopment of property purchased by Vets between Park and Bloomington and Kent Broadway. We need to amend the downtown Fifth District so that we can create a new district for the Vets property. The downtown Fifth District will expire in 2029 with the last tax collection year 2030. There won't be sufficient revenues in the downtown district to meet the expectations of Vets for the redevelopment of the park property. Now, after this meeting, I'll need to meet with each of you individually to discuss the status of those negotiations. But this is part of that larger project. Even if we don't consummate a deal with Vets, there'll still be a need to redevelop this property. We're also looking at in the creation of a new district. It's been a corridor to Owens, Illinois, so that we get ready for the repurposing or redevelopment of that property. So we have to, by statute, hold public hearings, and that's what the ordinances tonight will provide. In addition, we have to establish a registry of interested parties, which is a statutory requirement. That's for the district. So we're going to amend the downtown district to remove the Vex property, add a couple of parcels so that we may maintain the district going north of the Vex property. And another action will be creating a new district in the future for the Vex property and possibly the Owens. The public hearing date is in July. I also have some of the actual documents with my design project that I can hand out to you today after the meeting.
No, it'll be July 2nd at 6 p.m. and 6:15, so 2 public hearings.
That'll be previous to our council meeting on that day.
Right.
Any comments or questions? And we'll have clerk call the roll, please.
Danko,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Shire,
Aye.
Scott.
Aye. Excuse me. Item 8, ordinance 2025-14. Ordinance to authorize the establishment of a tax increment financing interested parties registry and adopting registration rules for such registries for the Streeter Tax Increment Financing District 6. I get a motion and second.
So moved. Second.
Okay, Scott Shire and Daniel Danko with the second. Any discussion? These are all related, so we reviewed it. Okay, clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Shire,
Aye.
Mayor Vidot.
Aye. Item 9, ordinance 2025-15. Ordinance establishing a date for a public hearing for the Streeter Tax Increment Financing District 6. Can I get a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Tim with the motion and Daniel with the second. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko. Aye. Gary.
Aye.
Reed.
Aye.
Shire.
Aye.
Mayor Vidal.
Aye. Yeah, our order is very different, isn't it? We'll go to item 10, which is mayoral appointments. I'd like to present Tanya Zare Pierce for appointment to the Planning Commission. The two gentlemen to my left were Planning Commission members, so now I have to refill their spots. I get a motion and second.
Second.
Steve Reed with the motion and Tim Geary with the second. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko. Aye. Gary.
Aye.
Reed.
Aye.
Shire.
Aye.
Mayor Vidal.
Aye. Okay, we'll go into some discussion items. Item 1 is a date for some council training and onboarding. I'm estimating maybe 2 hours. Go over some Open Meetings Act, some FOIA information, our cybersecurity training, our harassment prevention training is mandated by the state of Illinois. We'll call it City Streator 101 on some departments and different things. So if you want to pick a date tonight, or if we want to finalize the next meeting, we can do that as well. But that's what we're looking for. Any preference? I can suggest them.
Work week.
Actually left my calendar on my desk. We also, item 2 would be a council planning session. So in the past, we've done a strategic plan to decide to prioritize and set some goals as far as what we want to be working on for the next year, 2 years. So we'll also want to do that. They can be together or separate. And
How do we have these meetings and stay in compliance with the Open Meetings Act?
we'll have to call an official meeting. For the onboarding, I also would like to invite other members of different boards, just if they want to sit in and learn the same as well. So we'll have to call a special meeting, 48-hour notice, and make sure that it's released.
Good question, Councilman.
Yes.
I just thought that needs to be explained. I know I'm gonna get asked about it.
It's a public meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyone can come and do their, okay. So that's for items 1 and 2. Would you prefer during the week after, like after 5? Or want to,
For the
you
onboarding?
don't want a special weekend meeting, do you?
No. Sunday morning.
Sunday morning?
For
At 8?
onboarding, are we, how about like a Monday, 5:15? Is that reasonable?
You can try that.
You guys have a work schedule, so I can come anytime you guys, whatever's convenient for you.
Right, I'll get some dates and have Patty reach out to you so that we don't violate OMA by me sending it out to everybody. Okay. But we can try for a couple Mondays and get those scheduled. We'll work with Patty to do that. And then my third discussion item is our council meeting schedule. We currently are meeting the first and third Wednesday of every month at 7 here. We tried that starting February of last year. And so one, is that good, or would we be willing to change it? Prior to last February, we met the second Tuesday of every month at 1:30.
For a meeting of the whole.
For the committee of the whole, which was, we'd sit at the table down here. It's a little more cozy and easier for me to discuss, because we're not doing this back and forth. I would like to go and try the committee of the whole, but I don't think 1:30 is a good time. So thoughts on that one, if you want to do. I was wondering if even the Plan Commission night, if they meet at 6 and we meet at 7, that Tuesday before, and then
If we even
we'll just see
extended,
Cheryl.
if we do an extended plan commission meeting.
We'll have to reschedule and adjust, yeah.
Or, I mean,
I think we've had one in the last year that's been over an hour, maybe two.
I probably had two at least.
I mean, city council, you could always meet in the conference room, we would just have to have a way for people to know to go in there, but, I mean, maybe the whole meetings were generally not terribly well attended, because we don't take any action at those meetings on a typical basis, so that would be an option.
And if we go back to the committee of the whole, then we would just have the one council meeting a month.
And if we needed to make it a special meeting, we could do so.
I just
What
wanted
we're
to
kind of running
clarify
into
that.
is every week, it's either we have a meeting or an agenda, and a meeting and an agenda. And it gets a little chaotic, just from trying to plan everything out and make sure we have it and it's all together. So when we did them back to back, it was just, we discuss and then vote, discuss and then vote. So it just made it maybe a little more clear.
I'm comfortable leaving it as is.
You want to think about it? We'll finalize next week or next meeting, 2 weeks from today?
Works for me.
Yeah, this isn't anything we have
No, we don't have to
any
decide.
kind of a deadline
That's just
to
one I
make
want
a
to throw out,
decision
as
on.
long as the timing still works for 2 weeks out. I just like to ask because I want to make sure we're all,
Put it on our radars and do some
yes,
thought.
I want you all
process
to
on it.
be, and I want to make sure we're all here and it's convenient for everyone to attend. So, okay.
Okay.
We'll go to city official comments. Start here.
Just want to say welcome, Scott and Daniel. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night.
You bet. Thank you.
Welcome. That's a good welcome.
I'd also like to say, welcome aboard. It's going to be a fun ride. I've got a couple other things I'd like to mention. A lot has happened in the 3 weeks since our last meeting, and a lot will be said about that tomorrow night, so I won't get into it. But we had some good news. Captain Tim Bradley of the Streator Fire Department retired recently, 30 years on the fire department, and 30 years doing anything is not easy to do, especially when your job description is running into burning buildings. So congratulations to Captain Bradley on his retirement, and thank him for his service to our community. On the opposite end of the spectrum, we had a new fire department hire just finish the fire academy, Dustin Holland, and welcome aboard, Dustin. And I don't know if he's been put on a shift yet, or he's getting ready to be assigned to a shift, but I hope he has a lot of boring shifts ahead of him the next 30 or so years. The other thing I've got here, and I don't know, I'm just going to jump into it. I read on Facebook a young lady named Jordan Harris posted that she recently lost her boyfriend due to an accident at the intersection of East 15th Road and Route 18. There have been a lot of bad accidents at that intersection, and this young lady's trying to do something about it. It's a bad intersection. I've brought this up to several people, and they're like, it's none of our business. It's a mile and a half outside of city limits. The city shouldn't be involved. But I don't see it that way. I think I would bet my mortgage that 98% or more of the people who cross that intersection are streeterites coming in or out of town. I think our number one priority of any elected government, whether it's federal, state, or local, is the safety and well-being of its citizens. And that is a dangerous intersection for our citizens. She is contacted, and I haven't talked to her personally, I'm just going off of what she has put on her Facebook site. She's contacted the county, the township, and the state, and she's getting nowhere. Trying to get that intersection a little more prominently posted. I know a few years ago, we had a very well-known and prominent attorney in Streator get killed at an intersection south of town on 17 and 23. And unfortunately, after a lot of accidents, it took somebody like him to be a high-profile member of the community to get that done. And that intersection is well lit. The stop signs are lit. You can see it for 2 miles away. I think the same thing needs to be done at the intersection of Kangley Road and 18. Same thing on the north end of town, Leonore Road. Several bad accidents there. They finally got that well lit. When you're coming the back roads from Peru and you're coming down Leonore Road, you see that intersection from far away. I don't know what we can do to help Ms. Harris. I hope to talk to her this week to see. She's doing an online petition. I don't think those do a lot of good because you get a lot of Mickey Mouses and Donald Ducks signing those things. You get people from Texas and Connecticut signing that have never been. So I don't think the politicians or the powers that be really look at those. I think a resolution from the city of Streator saying we support making that a more visible intersection and a more well-lit, I think that would go a long way in helping this young lady get to where she's trying to go. I don't know if a letter from the city of Streator that we could give to her to attach to what she's doing. I don't see us being able to really do a lot because it's outside our jurisdiction. But I think if she had the support and the weight of the city of Streator in her bid, I think it would help her. So that's what I'm asking the city to consider doing and seeing what we can do to make that a safer intersection. I had a very good friend have a close call on August 1st at that intersection. And he was a prominent member of our community. I mean, he owned up dikes for many years and businessman downtown, and he had 8 months of rehabilitation when he got hit. So kind of hit me close to home. So that's all I got.
Mayor,
Is that enough?
to prepare a resolution.
So Sheriff,
Council meeting.
we can do a resolution for an
Okay.
upcoming meeting. Is that good?
That would be good, thank you.
One step?
I'm off my soapbox.
Okay.
No, Mayor.
All right, well, I'll go into my comments. Again, welcome. And congratulations. Event, so we have a town hall tomorrow night at 7 at Streator High School. We'll have our 9th annual food truck festival, May 17th at the city park from noon to 7. And then Park Fest coming up again on the 23rd to the 25th. And then our the first Eagling performance of the year, the Wedding Singer, May 18th, 20th through the 23rd. Last month, April 9th, we had a housing rehabilitation grant meeting for round 2 of our grant. At that meeting, we had about 90 days to turn in your applications. So as a reminder, if anyone was interested in that, we're looking, that's right at July 4th. So just kind of use that as a guideline if people ask about July 4th will be when they're due. Our last council meeting, I requested permission to send a letter against a Senate Bill 2264. And I have sent that to our Senator Chris Balkema as well as to Sue Resin, as she was one of our former senators. This is a bill against or limiting the ability of counties to have crime-free housing or nuisance housing. I sent one a year ago. The House had a similar bill in, but what it's trying to do is create some roadblocks with us being able to do nuisance abatement on rental properties that we're having issues with, as well as forces, if it goes forward, forces a county that if they do want to have that, then they have to create a special role within the county and to have an office for it, and there has to be 3 years of training and certain things, and so it just makes it more difficult for us to go after some of the issues we've had with landlords in the past. So That letter was sent today to both. And then finally, I'll go into our, some good news. We have and I guess next week, the 32nd Annual Firefighting Medal of Honor Ceremony and the Fallen Firefighter Memorial Service. It's May 13th in Springfield, Illinois. We will have 6 current firefighters and 2 former Streator firefighters awarded the Firefighter Excellence Award. And I'll just read this. On January 1st, 2024, Streator firefighters responded to a structure fire on Shabanaw Street. Once on scene, firefighters were made aware that a young man who had gone back into the home for a family pet had not come back out. With the second floor of the home consumed by a heavy fire and smoke, firefighters began an aggressive attack and search that ultimately led to the rescue of that young man. For the action, the following have been awarded. So Firefighter Excellence Award to Captain Ryan Reynolds, who's now retired, Lieutenant Ed Levy, Firefighter Russell Callahan, who's a former Streator firefighter, and the Firefighter Unit Citation Award will go to Captain Fred McClellan, Lieutenant Tim Red, Firefighter Jeff Arundel, Firefighter Ian Rogers, and Firefighter TJ Renner. So I know that Mr. Kleiman and myself are both planning on attending the award ceremony. They'll be decorated for their actions that day, and it's something to be proud of, that they're here in our community. And I know I've looked at some past ceremonies. I mean, the governor's there is it's a big deal. So congratulations to those current and former members of our fire department on that award.
That's next week, the 13th.
Next week, the 13th. So if anyone wants to take a road trip to Springfield, we can hop in with myself or Dave. With that, anything else from city officials? And I'll request a motion and second to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Right, Dave with the motion, Dave Reed, and Tim Geary with the second. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Danko?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
Reed?
Aye.
Shire?
Aye.
Mayor Vidal?
Aye. Meeting adjourned.